Hello and welcome to Deutschland Explained.
This video is about German inventions and discoveries. Let's go! Many of the still important inventions and discoveries have been made by Germans. I want to introduce you to them chronologically. Already in 1450, Johannes Gutenberg made a very important invention, the book press, with flexible letters. This invention was revolutionary. We don't really know when exactly or by who, but it is very likely that Germans at some point in the 15th century invented the decorated Christmas tree. In 1516, the Dukes Wilhelm IV and Ludwig X of Bavaria introduced the Reinheitsgebot, the first regulation how to brew beer. Even though this regulation was changed a couple of times throughout the centuries, all German breweries still follow the rules until today. In 1649, Otto von Guericke discovered the vacuum principle. This principle is still very important in science, for example for pumps or syringes. In 1817, Carl von Drais invented the first bicycle. Well, they were still basically walking, but already in 1853, Philipp Moritz Fischer invented the pedal. Yes, correct, this is the American Alexander Graham Bell, and he invented the telephone in 1876 in the United States, but he couldn't have done that without Johann Philipp Reis, who invented a device to transfer sounds through an electric wire, and he also made up the word telephone. In 1870, Robert Koch was the first to completely understand and describe how germs cause sicknesses based on anthrax, and he later also found the germs that cause tuberculosis and cholera. Together with the French Louis Pasteur, he is a founder of bacteriology. In 1876, Carl von Linde invented the Linde procedure, which made it possible to artificially create cold and even ice, and it was the foundation for the invention of the first fridge. Werner von Siemens discovered the dynamo-electric principle in 1881, which made it possible to create and work with strong currents, and it also enabled people to create the first electric motor. In 1885, Gottlieb Daimler invented the first motorcycle. In 1886, Carl Friedrich Benz invented the first car, and at first people were making fun of him because of his invention, but his wife, Bertha Benz, trusted him and she did a little test drive without him knowing, and everything worked fine and he became very successful. Also in 1886, Friedrich Sönneken not only invented the folder, but also the matching hole punch. In 1887, Adolf Eugen Fick and August Müller invented the first contact lenses, and they were very unpractical and they were very uncomfortable, but we know nowadays they're a lot better and a lot of people are happy that we have them. In 1893, Rudolf Diesel invented the diesel engine, and the diesel engine is still very important for heavy-duty machines and ships and trucks. In 1894, Otto Lilienthal was the first human being to successfully and repeatedly glide through the air with his self-made gliders, and the results of his work on aerodynamics and how to build wings are still important today. In 1895, Emil Fein invented the first power drill. Before, people had to use hand drills, and that was of course very exhausting and very inefficient. In 1896, Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen figured out that certain rays can make your bones visible. He himself called them X-rays, but to honor him in German they are called Röntgenstrahlen. In 1897, Felix Hoffmann for the Bayer company invented acetylsalicylic acid, better known as aspirin. He also invented heroin, but it is good that that didn't become such a big success in the medical field. Yeah, we Germans love our coffee, and so I'm sure a lot of people were very happy when Melitta Benz in 1908 invented the first disposal coffee filter in the world. The company Melitta is still selling all different kinds of coffee filters in Germany. In 1930, Manfred von Ardenne gave the world's first public demonstration of a TV system using a cathode ray tube for both transmission and reception. In 1934, Hermann Kemper invented the technology for a magnetic levitation train. Today we have a couple of those trains out in the world. The German one is called Transrapid. In 1935, Anton Flettner invented the first helicopter that was produced in series. Then in 1936, Hans Pabst von Ohain was the first to invent a jet engine for a plane to be produced in series. All today's jets have their roots in this technology. In 1938, Otto Hahn and Fritz Strassmann were the first to prove the principle of nuclear fission. Yeah, I admit that was not only good when you think about nuclear bombs, but it is also the foundation for today's nuclear plants that are also criticized, but at least deliver stable power supply to us. Yeah, all the big players, Microsoft, IBM, Apple, they would probably not exist without Konrad Zuse, because he invented the first computer in 1941. Yeah, his computer Z3 filled a whole room, and every calculator today is probably more powerful, but it was still the first fully automized computer with a memory in the world. Yeah, during the time of National Socialism in Germany, the American Coke company didn't really want to supply their refreshing drinks anymore. So the CEO of Coke Germany, Max Keidt, and his chief chemist Wolfgang Schetelik wanted to invent an alternative drink, and that was Fanta. And yes, today's Fanta is of course a lot different from that drink, but Fanta was invented in Germany for the German market, and the Coke company today sells it to the whole world. Yeah, we probably wouldn't have the same credit cards and bank cards and ID cards with online function if Helmut Gröttrup and Jürgen Detloff wouldn't have invented the chip card in 1968. Yeah, it really was a music revolution in 1991 when the MP3 format was invented. Karl-Heinz Brandenburg and his co-workers at the Fraunhofer Institute invented this compression method and file format that made it possible for us to listen to music literally everywhere. In 1997, Otto Bock invented the CLAC, the world's first fully microprocessor-controlled knee prosthesis. Yeah, they probably didn't expect all of this to happen when Özlem Türeci and Ugur Şahin were actually working on a cancer medication, as they invented the world's first vaccination against COVID-19. And at the same time, the first vaccination that uses mRNA technology. The official name is Comirnaty, but you probably know it as BioNTech Pfizer. BioNTech is the name of their company in Mainz, and the American pharmacy company Pfizer helped to produce enough vaccine for the world. At this point, I want to thank all the creative explorers and inventors in the world, and of course I want to thank you for watching my little video, and I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!